It's 7 days left before Christmas, and today I bring in my wonderful friend Roberta Peters. She's invisible power who is helping my sellers behind the scene to prepare houses to sell. And today, stay with us to the end because Roberta will give you very nice advice how to prepare your house last minute to Christmas and holidays. So, Roberta, you're welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you like staging.
Hello, Lana, and everyone else who's watching. What I like best about staging is the relationships that I have with my realtor partners, with the homeowners themselves, and I love helping people like meet their goals. And the way that I got into staging was in college, I studied art and psychology and got a teaching certificate. And then eventually became a graphic designer and did that for most of my professional life. And then after I staged my own parents' home to sell, they were getting older and going to be moving into assisted living. And so I took a stab at staging their house, and it was just such a joyful experience for me. So that's how I made the pivot.
Wow, what a story. Now I understand why all my clients love you. You know it better. So regarding you working with many people, what kind of houses you stage in, and what is your favorite ones?
I mostly do staging for small to mid-sized homes. And for most of those, I do a staging consultation, which is where I go into the homeowner's house and have them give me a tour. And then I take photographs while I'm there. And from that, I write a written plan that is detailed and customized to their home so they can stage it themselves. Or if they prefer, I can come back and work with them to stage it or stage it for them completely. As far as like luxury level homes, that's kind of a niche of its own. And so I refer those projects to other stagers in my real estate staging association who like specialize in that niche.
Oh, it's a very interesting. I saw many of your reports and they're all unique. That's what I want to admit. And it's very, very useful. From my perspective, stage houses selling, and it's not only from my perspective, from research, 60% faster than stage houses, than not stage houses. But what is your vision on it? Let's say, what do you think if it's helping to sell or, and also the difference between like vacant homes and occupied homes is if every home should be staged. So what you would recommend about this?
Well, I do believe that every home should be staged. At a minimum, staging includes decluttering and deep cleaning, and I'm sure you can agree that is something that every homeowner can do. Decluttering is free, and deep cleaning is very minimal in cost. So yes, I think every home should be minimally, at minimum, I guess, staged, and it can always be taken further with a rearrangement of furniture that emphasizes the features in the home, and adding decor and small minimal vignettes that help buyers emotionally connect with the house.
All right. Regarding that, you work in all around Twin Cities, correct?
Yes.
If it's any difference in I don't know, locations, for example, like Woodbury, Edina, or Twin Cities, regarding like Minneapolis, St. Paul, if it's any different like styles or preferences, can you help with this?
Yes. Generally, the staging goals are to modernize, even in homes that are older homes, you still can modernize with on-trend furniture and decor items. Of course, a goal is always to emphasize the home's architectural features. So that can be accomplished with how the furniture is arranged, and the buyers in those areas, they're more sophisticated than ever because of HGTV and other cable shows where we're just so in tune with, lifestyle and things like that. So for buyers in those suburbs, they're expecting more than they ever have, and they tend to like homes that are move-in ready, and homes that have clean lines and, are well maintained. So those are some of the things that stagers pay attention to help feature.
Okay, interesting. If we will talk about sellers, if it's any misconceptions that sellers usually have regarding staging, or all of them easy agree to stage houses?
A common misconception is always that buyers can look past their stuff.
Okay, it's interesting.
There's actually a statistic that says that only about 10% of humans can visualize past something that's in front of them. So it's really important to change up, to absolutely declutter and depersonalize. And then, like I said, to bring in furniture and decor that modernizes so that buyers can envision themselves living there.
Regarding that, we're in a holiday season and Christmas coming, and the next season it's going to be spring. What would you say about seasonal decor? Can it be too much or not enough? Can it be overwhelming for sellers and the buyers?
It can be, and probably would be, if we just left our homes exactly like how we've decorated. But you can still have decor, holiday decor in your house. It just needs to be more neutral and more minimal. Like I would say faux or real garland or greens on mantles and tables is okay. Even a small tree is okay. Wreaths should be a little more neutral, and sellers should avoid like overly themed and overly cluttered, holiday decorations. It just should be, the goal is to highlight the home instead of like distract from the home. So that is kind of a goal to keep in mind. I mean, there's many things that you can use besides the greenery, like warm lighting and maybe even subtle scented candles are really nice that still say holiday, but aren't distracting from the home's character itself.
And smell like a holiday, right?
Right. And I would forewarn people to not, if they're going to burn candles, to get, something with a subtle fragrance, because some of the less expensive candles can actually have such a powerful smell that it ends up being a little nauseating. So that works against a seller. So just very subtle fragrances.
Okay, good to know. I like personally candles, and now I know better what to choose.
Right.
If we will talk about very sensitive subject right now, the budget, what would you say? Because I know that staging is very expensive, and some sellers consider full staging of the house. Some sellers wish to have full staging, but from what I know, it's about $3,500 per month. What would you recommend? And let's say maybe someone just want to stage but have very, very minimal budget.
Right. Well, I think staging always is a great return on investment, because generally staging costs about 1% to 2% of the home's value. And in this recent Real Estate Staging Association survey, the results said that 85% of homes that were part of the survey sold between 5 and 26% over asking price. So if you do the math, you can see that you're more than covering your 1 to 2% and actually making profit.
This is all great information. I have like very much proof of your data. But again, you know, like from prospects that I'm a realtor and doing my job, of course, it's better to hear this information from professional like you. Roberta, another question is about what you usually are recommending to do, like how you choosing furniture or colors to the house, if all of them should be the same.
Well, I find that it's best to keep the larger pieces like sofas, chairs, tables, that sort of thing, neutral, you know, just a neutral in like grays, grays, light beiges, and then it's okay to add some color, pops of color, and kind of create a wow factor through less expensive items like pillows or wall art. And even there's some lighting options that are less expensive that, you know, can really transform a space. So as far as my own inventory, I've kind of curated a color palette that works with all kinds of neutral furnishings. And, you know, of course, for every home, I kind of customize to that home too, so that I coordinate with what their existing furnishings are, or, you know, so that everything feels very curated.
All right. What would you recommend clients who have like very bright colors in every room? I mean, like one room can be green, another room can be yellow, and another room can be purple. Regarding, we know, right? It's a family living in the house, and everybody wants own style and
Right.
representation. So, what would you recommend clients who have houses like this? Is this okay to sell with colors like this, or you would recommend to paint all rooms to the same color, or what is the best?
Well, as a general rule in staging, all the public rooms, for instance, the living room, the dining room, the kitchen, the rooms that are connected to each other, but don't have doors that actually close and separate the rooms, those generally should be painted a light neutral color, especially if they have the same flooring, because it enhances the flow of the house. And lighter colors give us the perception that spaces are bigger. And that's what everybody wants, is more square footage. So in rooms with doors that do close, like bedrooms and bathrooms, like say a primary bedroom and bathroom, that's going to be more of interest to a buyer than say the kids' bedroom. So I would recommend like a very nice, calming, relaxed pink color and neutral bedding in that room. But then as far as the kids' rooms go, I kind of let families keep their kids' rooms the way they are, because it's their personality, and I think it makes it a little bit more fun for, you know, children. So
of course, it's always adding charm to the house and make it personal. And this is how our clients remember their houses. So if someone decide to move forward with staging, where they need to start? Do they need to make special preparation, or they just can contact you and you will navigate them through the process? Where they need to start?
I generally start with a consultation so that I can meet the homeowner, I can see their home, and you know, like I had mentioned earlier, I write a detailed plan for them. But if they still choose to, you know, want to continue working together to stage their house, then together we collaborate together to make a plan of possibly bringing in supplemental furniture and decor. And yeah.
All right, it's also very helpful. Do you have any funny story, because Christmas is coming, that you can share with our people who watching us or will watch us in the future?
Well, it's not necessarily holiday related, but just to tell viewers about real life situations. We don't work or we don't live in a perfect world. And so there was this one seller who needed to have her main living room. It was a formal living room stage because she was using it as a music studio for her students. I mean, had no sofa or chairs or anything besides a grand piano and a lot of books.
Okay.
And so I staged it, and she was so just thrilled with how it turned out that, and I have to add a little caveat here that staging,
Sure.
staging generally happens right before the online photos are taken.
Okay.
And so we're right up to the deadline with the initial stage of her living room. And I remember it was the next morning, and she's like, "Do you think you could come back and stage more?" It's like the photos are going to happen like that night. So I was like, well, yeah, I guess so. So I went back to the house. I did the staging. She's upstairs painting, and then the realtor comes with some of her people, and together we're all like working to make this goal happen. And it did happen, and she sold her house that very weekend. So it's like,
congratulations, it's a great job.
Yeah, it just sold immediately. And so it's kind of, the behind the scenes is kind of funny sometimes how,
we know about that, right, Roberta? We're doing it very often.
All hands on board.
Absolutely. So, and like we promised all people who is watching us today, can you give their last minute advice how to prepare their houses for Christmas? Let's say everybody's still working and probably will have a couple days right before holidays. Please give any useful advice for people who may remember it and use it.
Are you talking about for selling or for just?
No, we will forget about selling for now, just in general for holidays.
Well, I like to enhance like all the senses at Christmas time. So I'm thinking about, visually, like all the lights and the beautiful decorations. And it's always nice for the ears to have maybe like a crackling fire going, or like just some subtle, beautiful music in the background. And as I mentioned before, for lighting a lightly fragranced candle is really nice to just fill the room and just delight all of our senses at Christmas time. I think and just to have it be quiet and calm and enjoy the setting that you've created.
Okay, wonderful. So, Roberta, thank you very much for all the information. Last short question. If someone wants to find you, where they can find you? I understand on my YouTube channel they can.
I am available.
Someone maybe want to reach you out.
I'm available via a phone call. My number is local here in the cities. It's 651-500-7650, or you can email me, and that is info@birchhillinteriors.com. Check out my website, birchhillinteriors.com. I'm happy to answer any questions or just, have a chat.
Fantastic, Roberta. I'm so happy we chat today, and hopefully our conversation might be useful for our future clients or for anybody who would rewatch or watch us online today. And I wishing you Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and the same to all our audience, and see you all soon.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.